Hi viewers, in this video we can see about the sentence pattern in detail. இந்த வீடியோக்குள்ள நம்ம வாக்கியங்களின் அமைப்பு மற்றும் பிரிவுகளை பத்தி தெளிவா பார்க்க போறோம். வாங்க வீடியோக்குள்ள போகலாம். உங்களுக்கு அம்மா யூடியூப் சேனல் பயனுள்ள வகையில் இருந்ததுன்னா கீழே தெரியுற ரெட் கலர் சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பட்டனை கிளிக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. கூடவே ஒரு பெல் சிம்பிள் வரும், அதையும் கிளிக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. அப்பதான் எங்களுடைய அடுத்தடுத்த வீடியோக்கள் உங்களுக்கு நோட்டிஃபிகேஷனாக வந்து சேரும். At first we want to make a sentence mean at least we can have two words. The first word subject and second word is verb. For example, birds fly, I write. So at least with the help of two words, the subject and verb, we can make a complete sense of sentence in English. Then we can add extra words after the verb. We can make many meaningful sentences. We can mainly classify the sentence. First subject, then the remaining pattern of the subject is simply called the predicate. Now we are going to classify or analyze the sentence in deep. Come, let's go. Before going to analyze the sentence, first we have to keep some points in our mind. In a sentence we can have subject. Subject is nothing what we are indicate. It's about the person or the things. Or the subject should be a naming words like a name of a person, things and place. Now the second one, verb. How can we identify the verb in a sentence? The action words are simply called verb. செயலை குறிக்கும் வார்த்தைகளை தான் நம்ம வெர்புன்னு சொல்கிறோம். வாக்கியத்தில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா we can have two kinds of verbs. One is auxiliary verbs and second one is main verb. Auxiliary verbs we may already know about it. There are 24 auxiliary verbs in English. You can just go through it. And the remaining are called main verbs. We can classify the main verbs into regular verb, irregular verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb, action verb, inaction verb, etc. etc. Okay, then we can move on to object. What is object actually? It is nothing. It is also a noun. It is just placed after the verb. If a sentence we can have noun after the verb mean we can simply call it object. Or it should be the answer of whom and which. Next one, we can classify the object into two types. One is indirect object and another one is direct object. How can we identify these? Very simple. In a given sentence, after the verb, we can have two object mean. There we can find the indirect object and also the direct object. I can give you a clue. In a given sentence, you can have a two object mean. You just find out which one is living object and which one is non-living object. If you find the living object mean the living object should be a indirect object. The non-living object should be a direct object. Very simple. Then we move on to complement. Complement is nothing. It is also a word. It is used to complete the sense of the sentence or meaning of the sentence. Without this complement word, the sentence sense should not be completed. Or the complement comes after the be verb or after the inaction verb. So what is inaction verb? First we have to know about it. Inaction verb is nothing. In a given sentence, how can you find the inaction verb first? It is nothing. That the inaction verb just states the position of the subject. In a inaction verb sentence, the subject also keeps silent. For example, she appeared calm. Here the verb appeared states the position of the subject, and also here the subject she remains silent. So in this kind of verbs are called inaction verb. We can have more inaction verbs. I will give you some examples. The sky became dark. Here the become is inaction verb because it states the position of the subject, how the sky is. Next one, I feel cold. Here the verb feel states the position of I, subject. So these type of verbs are called inaction verb. Come to the point. Complement comes after the be verbs or after the inaction verbs in a sentence. Then additional one point, if you remove the complement word in a sentence, then the sentence meaning should not be completed. So keep this point in your mind. Then we can classify the complement into two types. One is object complement and another one is subject complement. Nothing. How can you identify the subject complement and the object complement? Or what is the difference between subject complement or object complement? Nothing. Very simple. Subject complement shows extra meaning or additional informations about the subject. Whereas in object complement, the object complement shows extra information or additional meaning about an object. And next we are going to see about the adjunct or adverbial phrase. How can we identify the adjunct in a given sentence? It is also very easy. The adjunct should be the answer for the questions of how, when and where. If you put these questions on the verb in the given sentence, mean the answer should be the adjunct or adverbial phrase. Okay, these are some clues now we have seen. Now let's move on to analyze the sentence with these clues. Birds fly. Here the naming word is birds, so birds is simply called a subject. Then fly is the action word, so all action words are called simply verb. So what is the pattern of this sentence? Yes, we. And next one, it is a traditional sentence. Whenever the teachers enter into the classroom, always they used to say these two sentences for SVO pattern. One is Rama killed Ravana and another one is cat killed rat. Here Rama subject, killed the action, so it is verb. After the verb we have also a noun, so Ravana is the object. And also cat killed rat, cat is subject, killed verb, rat is object. So now what is the pattern of this sentence? Yes, we, wo. Now if you find two objects after the verb mean, for example, my father gave me 100 rupees. Here my father is subject, gave, it is the action, கொடுத்தல். கொடுத்தல் என்பது ஒரு செயல், so gave is a verb. Next one, me is one object and 100 rupees, it is note, 100 rupees money, a note, so 100 rupees are also a object. So we have two objects now. I already give you clue, just recall it. Which one is living thing? Living thing is called indirect object and non-living thing is called a direct object. Here me gave me, me is a living thing, எனக்கு உயிர் இருக்கு, so living thing தான், அது வந்து நம்ம indirect object னு குறிச்சிக்கலாம். So 100 rupees நோட்டுக்கு உயிர் இல்லை, so அது direct object. So me is living thing, so it is called indirect object. 100 rupees note not a living thing, it is a non-living thing, so it is called a direct object. So you can see many examples like this in your given textbook. Next we move on to complement sentence. He is a teacher. Here after the be verb is we can have a word teacher. If you remove the word teacher, then he is what he is, the sentence sense is not completed. So if we add the teacher with this sentence, then the whole sentence sense will be completed. So which the word is used to complete the meaning of the sentence, the word is particularly called complement. He is a teacher. Here teacher is used to complete the meaning of the sentence, that is why teacher is the complement here. And also another one example, she seems happy. Here the word seems, it is a verb, but it is inaction verb because it states how the subject is, how she is. So after the word seems we can have one word sad. Here the sad comes after the inaction verb, that is why if we find a word after be verb or after inaction verb mean, it should be definitely a complement. She seems sad, it is a complement. Then we move on to subject complement and object complement. For example, Vijaykanth is a captain. Here after the be verb we can have captain, so we can call it as a complement. And also the word captain shows information about the subject Vijaykanth, so it is called a subject complement. இங்க கேப்டன்ற வார்த்தை யாரை குறிப்பிடுது, யாரை பற்றி அதிகமான இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் தருது அப்படின்னா சப்ஜெக்டான விஜயகாந்தை பற்றி. ஸோ அதனால தான் இங்கே கேப்டன்ற வார்த்தையை வந்து நம்ம சப்ஜெக்ட் காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். நவ் வி மூவ் ஆன் டு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் காம்ப்ளிமெண்ட். பீப்புள் செலக்டட் சந்தோஷ் president. In this sentence, after selected, we can have two words, Rama and president. Rama also a naming word, president also a naming word. So here we may have confusion about we can have two objects, so it may be a indirect object or direct object. But according to the clue, Rama also living object and president also living object, so it is not a direct object or indirect object. So here we have to analyze the sentence. Rama is object and also president shows additional information about Rama. President gives extra information about Rama. If you remove the president here, people selected Rama to what? So the sentence meaning should not be completed. If you join the president, that people selected Rama president. People வந்து ராமாவை பிரசிடென்ட்டா செலக்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறாங்க அப்படின்ற சென்ஸ் கம்ப்ளீட் ஆகுது. So it is a complement first, then it shows additional information about Rama. Presidentன்ற வேர்டு வந்து யாரை குறிக்குது? ராமான்ற ஆப்ஜெக்டை குறிக்குது. President gives extra meaning or additional information about Rama. That is why here it is a object complement. Now you can feel the difference between what is subject complement and what is object complement. Now we move on to adjunct or adverbial phrase. How can we identify the adjunct or adverbial phrase? I already given you a clue. The adverbial phrase or adjunct should be the answer for the questions of how, when and where. அதாவது எங்க, எப்பொழுது, எப்படி அப்படின்ற கேள்விக்கு பதிலாக வர்றது எல்லாம் சென்டென்ஸில் அட்ஜென்ட்னு சொல்கிறோம். நீங்கள் சென்டென்ஸில் பார்க்கும்போதே எல்ஒயில் முடிகிற வார்த்தை இருந்தாலோ அல்லது நேரத்தை, காலத்தை, இடத்தை குறிக்கிற வார்த்தைகள் அங்கே இருந்தாலோ அது எல்லாத்தையும் நம்ம ஏ அட்ஜென்ட்னு போட்டுக்கலாம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், உசைன் போல்ட் ran fast. Here after the word ran we have a word fast. How Usain Bolt ran? இந்த ஃபாஸ்ட்ன்ற வேர்டு வந்து உசைன் போல்ட் எப்படி ஓடினான் அப்படின்றதுக்கு ஆன்சராக கிடைக்குது. ஸோ அதனால இதை நம்ம அட்ஜென்ட்னு எடுத்துக்கலாம். பிரியா ஈட்ஸ் ஸ்லோலி. Here the word slowly ending with ly. So it is a clue. You can easily identify the ly words are mainly adjunct. How Priya eats or how does Priya eat? The slowly should be the answer for that question. So that is why slowly here adjunct. And next one, they are playing in the ground. Where they are playing? In the ground. So in the ground should be the answer of the question where. That is why in the ground should be the adjunct. I went Chennai yesterday. Here the word yesterday should be the answer of the when did you go. That is why எப்பொழுது நீ சென்றாய். That is why yesterday here adjunct. Okay viewers, that's all. We have completed almost 99% of analysis of sentence or sentence pattern. Now I will give you a sentence. If you correctly find out the pattern of the sentence, mean definitely you will be the king of the classification of sentence pattern. The sentence is I will read you the letter. Okay, try to classify this sentence. If you have time, you can comment the answer in our comment box and also your doubts. And I will meet you in our next video. Until this is Ramji. Take care. Bye bye.